Asian guy is very good guy, especially Japanese guy.
I want to hear all the stereotypes. No judgment here. We just want to hear because we're out here. We want to know what people think of us. That's all.
You're controlling. You think you know everything.
こんにちは、皆さん、今日です。So in today's video, I will be reacting to Would you date an Asian guy? I will say, at least in the West, Asian guys are probably at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to desirable men. As far as race is concerned, I would say more white and black men tend to be men that are more desired by women. And probably after that, Latino. But I think Indian and Asian men, generally speaking, based off America or in the West, I would say Asian men are not that desirable. But either way, let's see what this video is about. So without further ado, ikimashou.
What are the most important things
Best traits you look for
in a guy?
I know communication is a really common thing to say, but I think that that's probably most important.
Can talk. yeah, from heart to heart.
Very creative, very passionate, very communicative, very sensitive.
Character, you know. Personality, exactly.
Strong personality, right?
A nice personality. Someone with a good personality. Like, that's the most important thing. If they're good looking, then that's a bonus. It has to be trustful, you know, that I can believe him, or has like a strong set of values and morals, and
Smart and kind, very kind.
Kindness. Sorry for the accent.
someone who is like very kind to others. You can tell a lot about a person just by seeing how they treat others, not even just how they.
Yes.
Open-mindedness, that's like really big for me, I've realized.
You know, to be able to talk about everything, not just, you know, the things you have in common.
Powerful, you know, who know what he wants, you know, it's more important than physical. It's mind. Mind is more important, I think.
I think everybody's like at first attracted to the physical.
I think you're being realistic, and that's what most people like.
Exactly.
All right, Statue of Liberty, what do you think about Asian guys?
They're awesome.
So have you ever thought about potentially like dating an Asian guy?
Yeah.
Because
Or when I was growing up anyway, we weren't very culturally diverse country. Like I would say primary school and high school, there would have been like 1 or 2 Indian and maybe 3 or 4 Asian students at my hometown in New Zealand.
Have you ever dated an Asian guy before?
No,
Where you come from, are there a lot of Asian men?
no, we don't have that much Asian people because I think it's like too small.
It's mostly circumstantial because I grew up in the Caribbean, and to be honest, Black people are the majority, but it's not that I've been ever closed off to it.
sure. Is that the only option?
I don't know.
That was my only option.
Have you ever dated an Asian guy?
No, but I heard you guys are something else.
Something. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Is that a good
In
thing?
the middle.
In the middle? Okay.
Sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can
I have. yeah.
What's a good relationship?
Not in terms of like when, you know, the mother kind of came into play. She didn't like me very much.
So, would you ever, or have you ever dated an Asian guy?
No, never.
No.
Opportunity doesn't happen. So
No many.
Have you guys ever been approached by Asian guys before?
yes, but it's my friend that is gay. So
As far as the kind of guys you've dated before, have you ever dated an Asian guy?
No.
Have you ever considered dating an Asian guy?
Yeah, because I'm Indian.
Let's say if you were in a relationship, would you ever consider dating an Asian guy? And no, I'm not hitting.
My religion doesn't permit me to marry an Asian guy.
So, what if it was an Asian Jewish guy?
Yeah, why not? So would you ever consider like an Asian boyfriend if they, you know, satisfy those qualities?
Yeah.
Well, let's say hypothetically you weren't engaged, right? Would you consider dating another Asian guy?
Yeah, definitely.
But let's say if you ever did date an Asian guy, what would you expect it would be like?
I think, like, with what I know with my friends, I think they're really nice people and, like, they care a lot of the girl and things like that.
Okay, so let me know what you guys think about Asian guys.
They're cute.
Why are they cute?
I don't know, because they're Asian.
So, like, what are some traits you think that, you know, a lot of Asian guys have that are desirable?
Easier to communicate with. Their style. Yeah, their style.
fashionable, trendy, fashionable,
most handsome guys.
Let's say you did date an Asian guy. What would you expect out of that relationship?
To be honest, I'd be going in without expectations because I don't really have any outstanding stereotypes as for an Asian guy as a boyfriend.
So what do you think generally of Asian guys?
Maybe him, take for example.
Very good looking. Yeah, well, I was in Thailand. There's some really, really good looking.
Oh, the same as European, because it's a guy, so he must be gently and be a gentleman and take care of his girl.
I think Asian guy is very good guy, especially Japanese guy.
I want to hear all the stereotypes. No judgment here. We just want to hear because we're out here. We want to know what people think of us. That's all.
You're controlling, you think you know everything, all you care about is yourself, and you just need to get it together. And you're a guy, so you just need to get it together.
Okay. Could you ever see yourself dating an Asian guy?
Yeah, maybe.
Even after saying all that stuff?
Yeah, because if he's getting himself together, then I'm like, okay, then we can do this.
So do you think Asian guys are outgoing generally?
I mean, it depends on the guy. Like, some guys are outgoing, and then there's some that are really shy.
Describe yourself. Are you desirable?
Sure. Yeah.
We have some good news because I mean the general consensus, girls are open to pretty much anything as long as you have a cool personality.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing. It's like either they're open to dating Asian guys because they don't really care about race so much, but they're just not approached enough by Asian guys, or there's no Asian guys from where they're from.
Really gotta step up, like that chick said.
Yeah, exactly. Asian guys, get out there, man. I mean, the world is open. All these stereotypes, I mean, a lot of it, sure, the media portrays us a certain way, but a lot of it's just in our own heads.
Yeah.
Like, get that out of there, because honestly, being an Asian is awesome in 2016.
Exactly.
We're trending,
Your
guys.
culture.
I do have an interesting viewpoint on this. So one thing I will say is that a lot of my viewpoints comes from what I've seen or the stereotypes of Asian men in the West, specifically America. I can't necessarily say Asian men or speak for Asian men in their respective countries. I may know a little bit about Japan, but mainly everything is about Asians I see in America. One thing I would definitely say, compared to other groups of people, Asian culture, they tend more to be with their own people. I think of course, depending on which Asian country you're from, but I would say mainly for like Chinese, Korean, Taiwanese, or possibly Japanese or Vietnamese, is that they kind of teach their people to date within and marry within their own culture, because I believe a lot of Eastern cultures have a high sense of importance of keeping the culture alive and knowing where you're from and knowing your history, not forgetting about your people. And they oftentimes want you to marry within, your own racial group. If I'm not mistaken, I think second to Asian relationships, the most common Asian relationship is Asian and whites. I not much blacks and Asians statistically date each other that much, but I think the top Asian that dates black people are Filipinos. And my guess is because of this high sense of culture and sticking with your people, is that many Asian men don't tend to reach out or try to date other people seriously. I mean, for marriage. I mean, they might date you for fun, but when you're considering family and marriage, I think they most likely will choose other Asians, because a lot of times they do obey their parents, grandparents, and what the family wants the child to do. But not only that, I think there's also that stereotype that Asian men tend to be more feminine and not as masculine. Like even the guy in the video, like I don't see much Asians that rock facial hair. Even in Japan, like I don't think it's as common to see Asians with facial hair, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, like based off like Chinese and Japanese, Korean culture, it's the point is to look as young and youthful as possible and not embracing that more wild or more, savage look of a man. Like I have a beard, but I don't think most Asians over here grow facial hair or work out or like are really buff. And I think a lot of the women here a lot of people don't really say how they feel on camera, especially women. You know, they want to make themselves look good. So I'm not too sure if half the women here would really date an Asian guy. But as I said earlier in the video, I don't think Asian men are as desirable as other races of men because they're not seen as masculine enough, or they're seen as very feminine and not very, they don't demand respect, I would say. And that's not for every Asian, but just taking a look at certain countries, like for example Japan, my sense is that I don't believe Japanese men are as masculine as they should be, in that just from the outside looking in, I think there's a masculinity crisis within Japan. And most Asian men are not known for being tough. They're more known for being smart and being very rich or well off and knowing kung fu. But that's basically what I think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Also hit that bell as well to get notified whenever we post a video. Arigatou gozaimasu. みんな気をつけて。じゃあね。